Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Saturday, 12th of October 2024. From the international history point of view, on October 12, 1968, Equatorial Guinea gained independence from Spain. The United States recognized the independence of Equatorial Guinea when United States President Lyndon Johnson appointed Albert W. Shearer ambassador to Togo to also act as ambassador to Equatorial Guinea on October 28, 1968. From the Indian history point of view, Ram Manohar's death anniversary, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, often referred to simply as Ram Manohar Lohia, was a prominent Indian freedom fighter, socialist leader, and a political thinker. He was born on March 23, 1910, in Akbarpur, Uttar Pradesh, India, and passed away on this day, that is 12th of October 1967. So, starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that Israeli forces killed 2 Lebanese soldiers and injury 2 United Nations peacekeepers in separate strikes. Smoke billows over Beirut southern suburbs amid the ongoing hostilities between Hezbollah and Israeli forces as seen from Sin El Fil, Lebanon, October 11, 2024. The incidents entangling both Lebanon's official army and the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Lebanon has raised alarm as Israel broadens its campaign against the Hezbollah. An Israeli airstrike killed the 2 Lebanese soldiers and wounded 3 on Friday, October 11, 2024. Lebanon's military said just hours after the Israeli military fired on the headquarters of United Nations peacekeepers in the southern Lebanon, injuring 2 of them for a second day in a row. The incidents entangling both Lebanon's official army, which has largely stayed on the sidelines of the conflict between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah, and the United Nations peacekeeping mission in Lebanon, raised alarm as Israel broadens its campaign against Hezbollah with the waves of heavy airstrikes across the country and ground invasion at the border. West Asia conflict highlights 2 peacekeepers injured after its base was hit by new explosions, says UNIFIL. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. UNIFIL said explosions went off close to an observation tower at its headquarters in the southern Lebanese town of Nakora. It also said on Friday that an IDF bulldozer knocked over the barriers at the United Nations position in Lebanon. United Nations to begin a second round of polio vaccination next week. The United Nations peacekeeping force in the southern Lebanon says new explosions hit its headquarters in the southern Lebanese town of Nakora on Friday morning, injuring 2 peacekeepers a day after Israeli forces struck the same position. One of the injured peacekeepers was taken to hospital in the nearby city of Tyre, while the other was treated at the site. It did not specify the cause of the blasts. It also said an Israeli army bulldozer hit the perimeter of another of its position in the southern Lebanon, while Israeli strike tanks moved nearby. Additional peacekeepers were sent to reinforce the position, it said. United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres on Friday, October 11, 2024, warned Israel there must be no repeat of an intolerable incident in which its force fired on the peacekeepers in Lebanon, wounding 2. Israel slammed a United Nations probe which concluded it was deliberately seeking to destroy healthcare in the Gaza Strip and abusing Palestinian detainees, branding the findings outrageous. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that 12 coaches derailed in the Tamil Nadu train accident. People watch as a member of the National Disaster Response Force (NDRF) inspected the site after the several coaches of the Mysuru Darbhanga and Bagmati Express 12,578 train 12578 train derailed after ramming into the rear of Kur's train at a Kavarepeti railway station on October 12. Chennai, New Delhi. At least 12 coaches of a long-distance express train derailed after it rammed into a stationary goods train at Kavarpeti in Tamil Nadu on Friday night, Southern Railway officials said, and added that there was no casualties and life-threatening injuries reported after the accident. Railway officials said the train appeared to have entered a loop line where the freight service was parked, an error that will now be investigated. The crash occurred around 8:30 p.m. shortly after the 12578 Bagmati Express train traveling from Mysuru in Karnataka to Darbhanga in Bihar crossed a Puneri station. The train was given a green signal to run through the next station, Kavarapeti, through the main line, as Southern Railway officials said. While entering the Kavarapeti station, the train crew experienced a heavy jerk, and instead of going into the main line as per the signal given, the train, running at the speed of 75 km per hour, entered into a loop line. It hit a goods train stationed on the loop line from behind, the official said, adding that the initial report suggested 6 passengers were injured with the fractures and bruises. Ongoing conflicts have several impact on a global South. Modi at East Asia Summit. Prime Minister Modi made a two-day trip to Laos to participate in the ASEAN-India Summit and the East Asia Summit, which are held alongside the ASEAN Summit. New Delhi: ongoing conflicts must be peacefully resolved through the dialogue and diplomacy based on a humanitarian approach because of their service impact on the countries of the global South, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at the East Asia Summit in Laos on Friday. Addressing leaders of the regional forum that includes the 10 member states of the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and 8 dialogue partners such as the United States, Australia, China, and Russia. Modi said peace and stability in the South China Sea are in the interest of the Indo-Pacific region. Modi made a two-day trip to Laos to participate in the ASEAN-India Summit and the East Asia Summit, which were held alongside the ASEAN Summit. The leaders exchanged views on regional and international issues affecting peace, stability, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific, the External Affairs Minister said on a readout. Without directly referring the Russia-Ukraine war and the Israel-Hamas conflict, Modi called for respecting sovereignty and territorial integrity as well as the efforts to find a peaceful solution. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, West Asia crisis. World Trade Organization cuts trade growth outlook, connecting economies India, Vietnam to buck the trend. The trade body warned that an intensification of the conflict in the West Asia could have adverse consequences for global and regional trade flows, with effects also being felt in other regions. World Trade Organization economists expect the volume of the global merchandise trade to increase by 2.7% in 2024 and by 3% in the 2025. Noel Tata is the new Tata Trust's chairman, will carry on a legacy. Ratan Tata's half-brother, married into a mystery family, maintains low profile. An undated photo of Noel Tata, who has been appointed as the chairman of the Tata Group's philanthropistic arm, Tata Trusts. Why a review of the India-ASEAN trade deal figures in the Prime Minister Modi's 10-point plan to strengthen relations with the bloc. From New Delhi's perspective, a key reason for this is a progressive shift in the trade balance in the favor of the ASEAN region, coupled with a simultaneous increase in the investments from China into the 10-member bloc. A senior government official from the Ministry of the Commerce and the Industry has stated that the review process is moving slowly, even as the India pushes for revisions, as the deal is seen to disproportionately benefit ASEAN over India. Industrial output contracts in August month for the first time in nearly 2 years. Capital goods segment, a key indicator of the investment sentiment, grew 0.7% in the August month, as against 11.8% growth in July month and 13.1% in the year ago period. The overall industrial output had growth by 4.7% in the July month and 10.9% in the August of 2023. Going towards the world news, including Trump visits Colorado, amplifies anti-immigration stance. Fear grips Beirut as Israeli airstrikes hit a city center, leaving a resident in the shock. Russian extends detention of United States citizen Cheta for 1 month. Quote says, Trump requests military aircraft protection and Iran threat reports Hezbollah vows military defeat of Israel, says rockets attacks only the beginning. Hundreds of passengers stranded amid violent protests at a Maritime airport. Now going towards the science and tech, we have the TikTok was aware of risks kids and teens face on its platform, legal document alleges. TikTok was aware that its design features are detrimental to its young users and that the publicly touted tools aimed at eliminating kids' time on the site were largely ineffective, according to the internal documents and communications exposed in the lawsuit filed by the state of the Kentucky. The details are among the redacted portions of the Kentucky's lawsuit that contains the internal communications and the documents unearthed during a more than a 2-year investigation into the company by various states across the country. Going to science and tech, we have a new era of 2024 Nobel Prize and the power of machine learning. AlphaFold can be predicted the 3D shapes of the proteins. Christopher. The chemistry Nobel honor research organizing a tech company DeepMind and artificial intelligence research startup acquired by Google in 2014. The Nobel Prize in chemistry recognized James Harris, John Jumper, and David Baker for using machine learning to tackle one of the biology's biggest challenge, predicting the 3D shape of proteins and designing them from starch. At last, there's a famous quotation said by famous Mother Teresa, whose full name is Mary Teresa Bojasiho. Birth anniversary 26th of August 1910 up to 5 September 1997, better known as Mother Teresa, was an Albanian Indian Catholic nun and the founder of the Missionaries of Charity, born in the Skopje, then part of the Ottoman Empire. She was raised in the devoutly Catholic family. At the age of 18, she moved to Ireland to join the Sisters of the Loreto, and later to India, where she lived most of her life and carried out her missionary work. On 4 September 2016, she was canonized by the Catholic Church as a Saint Teresa of Calcutta. One of the miracles that were prerequisite for her canonization has been challenged. The anniversary of her death, 5 September, is now observed as the feast day. Mother Teresa received several honors, including the 1962 Ramon Magsaysay Peace Prize and the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. Her life and work have inspired books, documentaries, and films. Her authorized biography, written by Naveen Chawla, was published in the 1992. And on the September 6, 2007, she was named as co-patron of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of the Calcutta alongside the Saint Francis Xavier. However, she was also a controversial figure, drawing criticism for her staunch opposition to abortion, divorce, and contraception, as well as the poor condition and lack of medical care in her houses for the dying. Mother Teresa says always a famous quotation. She says that peace begins with a smile, so keep smiling. Okay, thank you.